Hey, welcome YouTube universe. Whew, week 8 is behind us. Week 8, that last week in February was brutal. My goodness, look at I seen so much red on looking at my portfolios that my eyes were turning red. It's behind us now. All right, week 8, regardless of how bad it was, we were able to squeak out a win. So let's go to the board and take a look at review week 8, what we're going to do for week 9, and where we stack when it comes to the goals that I set for this year. All right, let's go to the board. Okay, week 8 review. Remember, we started the week off with a covered call. Covered call on SBE. Switchback energy, which is actually charge point. We had a strike price of $38, expiration date of 26 Feb 21, and we had a total of 2 contracts. And we received, how much was that? We received $218.66. The final result was this. On the 26th of February, Switchback Energy closed at $30 and some odd cents. That's good and bad. It's good because it's below the 38 bucks. So guess what? We get to do it again the next week. But it's so far below that realistically you're looking at about a $1,600 unrealized loss in the price movement of Switchback. We were assigned at 38 and it closed at 30 and some change. But we were still able to squeak out a win, and the reason why is because when we got into this contract, when we sold the premiums for this contract, we received that money right away. So that was an actual realized profit and loss, or profit of $218.66, even though it expired worthless. Okay, but we're going to talk about what we're going to do with Switchback in week 9. All right, in week 9, what we're going to do this week, we're not going to use Switchback, and the reason why, because they're too underwater. They're 8 points from the strike price that we initially set up. We're going to wait. We're going to allow Switchback or charge point to recover. So what we're going to do this week, we're going to go with a poor man's covered call and a cash secure put. We're actually going to have 2 plays for this week. The poor man covered call is going to be with Apple. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we went out and bought a call option on Apple and expiring in March of 2023. That's called a leap. So we have that. And the reason why we did that, it cost us about $2,800 in order to get into that particular contract. However, basically that $3,800 with a deep in the money leap contract out in March of 2023, that's going to mimic owning 100 shares of Apple so that we can write cover calls on. So since we have that in our back pocket, I think it's time for us to use it. So we're going to use it this week. But also, there is a MJ play out there, APHA. I believe the company is, the pronunciation of that company is called APHA. Now, the strike price that we're going to be looking at, for Apple, we're looking at a strike price of $127. Remember on Friday, it closed at $120 and some change. And for the MJ play, we're looking at $17.50. Expiration date 5 March 2021. We're looking at 1 contract for each. I'm thinking we should receive for Apple we should receive about $100. For the MJ play, we should receive about $30. We're not going to make much this week. So we should receive about $130 off those two plays. All right, why did I go with these two companies? Well, number one, we had Apple sitting in our back pocket. So Apple was, we were going to use that for a poor man's cover call regardless. We just needed to know when. Now is when. For the MJ play, looks like it has a support. I've been having my eye on this particular stock for quite some time. It looked like after last week, it hit its support of about $17. So that's the one we're going to go with. It's at its support. And SBE, charge point, we're going to sideline it. We're going to sit it on the sideline. Give it some time to go ahead and see some price appreciation there. All right, let's compare and see how we're stacking up against the goals for this year. Remember, there are three. Number one, we want to double our initial investment. The initial investment was $12,000, so that means by the end of the year we want to be at $24K plus. We want to have a winning record. As it stands right now, after we won last week, we were 7-1. So we're 7-1 right now. And so we have a winning record, and we want to beat the three major indexes. The three major indexes, the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ. So when it comes to this doubling our initial investment, this number here is not where we're at. This is where we should be. We should be at 13,840. But because of last week, we're going to close out at 12,779.18. So we're over $1,000 below expectation. We'll make that up. We have a winning record. The Dow year to date has a return of 1%. S&P has a year-to-date return of 1%. The NASDAQ has a year-to-date return of 2%. And we, with the 52-week challenge, we have a year-to-date return of 1%. How you look at this is going to be a matter of your perspective. I look at it like this. We're in second place, not a tie for last place. Just a matter of your perspective. All right. So with that out the way, let's just go ahead and see how week number 9 shakes out. And we'll see whether or not these two plays are actually going to be beneficial to us. We'll find out on Friday. But before I let you go, I need you guys to listen up. Remember the 3 things I always will emphasize. Save. If you're not saving, start. If you are saving, continue to do so. Invest. Put that money to work. And remember, the last thing is apply what you know, because knowledge is not power. It's the application of knowledge that you have. Hey, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.